Good evening and welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. We are playing Rogues to Riches session 11 tonight. So, finally, after weeks of struggling your way across the European countryside, mostly across the lands of the Holy Roman Empire, disputed or not, but you finally arrived in the Netherlands and reached the city of Amsterdam. Now, of course, it's referred to mostly, I think, as the United Provinces still at this time, although the Netherlands is another term that does get thrown around, or sometimes the Seven United Netherlands, or also sometimes even it's referred to as the Dutch Republic. Although, this is really more theoretical than actual at the moment, because they are in the middle of their own kind of revolution, trying to win their own, freedom and sovereignty from Spain. So currently, it's kind of split into two sections. There's, the Dutch Republic, like I said, where you've arrived, also sometimes it's referred to as the Netherlands, and then there's the Spanish Netherlands to the south, which, if I'm correct, will later become Belgium. Is that right, Ignacio? Pretty much.
Yep, it will later become Belgium and Luxembourg.
Yeah, right. So there you have it. But in the meantime, they're currently in the middle of their 80 Years' War. Essentially, the province declared independence in 1581. It is now 1632, so it's been, 51 years of war? Something like that. Oh, actually, sorry, the war started in 1567. They declared independence in 1581. So yeah, you get the point. It's actually like 65 years of war that's been going on at the moment. So, but up here around Amsterdam, you're pretty far from the disputed regions between the Spanish Netherlands and the Netherlands. It's a pretty cosmopolitan city, actually, in competition with London, basically, for becoming the capital of the world, at least by European standards. Let me see, just looking for a little bit of more information I can throw you real quick. I'm just kind of looking at the wrong goddamn section. It is the largest city of the United Provinces. It's where all of the financial and political power brokers are located. I'm not sure the exact population. It's in 1615. It had a population of around 75,000 people. It's probably even a bit more than that now. So we're in 1632. It's conducted major expansions to its canal system and defenses. And yeah, like I said, it competes with London, not just as a center of commerce, culture, power, and influence, but also for the begging rights to be the de facto capital of the world. So yeah, this is where you guys have been kind of struggling to get ever since you left the Würzburg area. And hopefully you hope to eventually make your way to England from here, because one thing the Dutch are known for is their ships, their fleets. One of the reasons that such a small country has been able to hold off a superpower like Spain is because of the fact that they have such a strong navy, really good ships, good captains, all of that. So if I leave it up to you as to how you want to eventually try to make your way to England, if you want to try to just be passage on ship, or if you want to try to buy a ship, etc. But for now, you've arrived in Amsterdam. You can finally kind of relax a little bit, maybe try to, try to secure some kind of lodgings or something so you can decide what you want to do with all of your gear, your treasure, etc. For sake of, you guys, when you guys took out the molluscan cult in the last session, there were still there was horses and mules and stuff outside, so you could have definitely taken one of those or even all of those. Anybody remember how many there were? I think it was one horse and two mules.
sounds about right. We definitely need a mule.
You could take all three of them if you want. 2 mules and a horse.
Sure, why not? They're all worth money.
It might have been more, but I don't know. If there was more, then they didn't make it.
That works.
You have a horse and 2 mules, basically. And would somebody mind rolling a D50 for me?
All right. Let me see here. Where's the other one? There it is. Okay. 34.
Cool. Okay. Cool. So, welcome to Amsterdam. What do you want to do? It is a bustling city. Like I said, full of canals. The wharf is quite expansive. There's all kinds of trade that goes on. I mean, really, if something can be bought or sold, it is probably bought or sold here in Amsterdam.
Okay.
The United Provinces in general, anyway, like it was already a major commercial hub before Spanish rule. It was a convenient stopping point on the European sea routes between the Baltic states, England, and Spain, and also on continental Europe itself with neighboring France and major areas of the Holy Roman Empire, either by land or river. It has since become pioneers in capitalistic practices, with Amsterdam establishing the world's first stock exchange, which was originally for the sole purpose of handling stock transactions of the, I can't pronounce that, but the United East India Company or Dutch East India Company. And central bank also was created here, the first one at the beginning of the 17th century. Socially, the United Provinces are incredibly progressive for the 17th century. The government is set up as a republic. Yeah. So what do you want to do here?
Well, do we want to liquidate the stuff we have and consolidate it into more or less bulky cash? So we got a lot of copper and silver, and that takes up quite a bit of space, and it's hard to keep an eye on. But then again, if we consolidate it, it's also easier to steal.
Keep in mind that each 50 coins fills a pouch, and a pouch is one encumbrance item, or one item on the encumbrance list.
Right, and we have a chest stuffed with coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing you were about it, right? Consolidating it.
We could certainly sell these, this platter, goblets, jewelry. We could exchange most of our copper for silver
or gold, because we have almost 10,000 silver pieces.
Right.
If you add the copper into that, so I guess we need to go and see a money changer.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we might try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Jan would like to see if he can find somewhere who's originally from Antwerp, which shouldn't be that difficult because a lot of them had to flee and came here, which is part of why the city's become so prosperous, because they got all the rich people running away from Antwerp. For Jan, coming here is kind of a bittersweet experience because he's glad to be back in the lowlands, but at the same time he's sad that he, of course, couldn't go back to Antwerp because the Spanish dogs still have it, and and then he's seeing all the in this city he's seeing what his city used to be, at least what his dad told him.
Whoa. Yeah, so we need to sell some stuff. We need to find people.
Yeah, this year, Frederick Henry would have captured Venlo, Roermond, and Maastricht during his march along the Meuse. Meuse? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. In a pincer move to prepare for the conquest of the major cities of Flanders, sorry. Yeah, and basically setting up, planning to attack Antwerp and Brussels in the coming years. But for now, like you said, Antwerp is in Spanish possession. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, they have a central bank here, so that's one place where you could, probably try to maybe exchange coin rather than like a money lender or a money changer, which might charge you more of a fee.
Right.
You know,
Not a bad idea.
or you could even open an account in the bank if you wanted to set up your own.
Hey, what
accounts.
about investing the money into something?
Yeah, like
Well,
there is a stock exchange here, but
You can invest in tulips.
my
You
only
can invest in
problem,
a fishing boat.
my only problem with investing is that if we plan on leaving, then you basically, if we're going to be investing, then we're going to be basically setting up shop here for a while. Because I don't know. At least that's what it seems like. I'm not all that
it
super.
might be something to think about anyway. In the meantime, see what happens. If
I
there's
think we
money to be made,
The
Anyway,
bank sounds like a good idea.
it might not be a bad idea to. I don't mind me. I'm just a game master. I might be setting you up for a trap. I'm just saying.
But a good ship.
there could be an opportunity to make money here before you travel to England. And then that way.
But a good
Right.
ship would be a good investment.
True.
At the moment,
That's
I'd
true,
have to
yes.
calculate because the way you were spitting out the numbers, but I'm guessing you have a few thousand silver pieces each approximately. Keep in mind that one share of that is Albans as well, but
All right. So how many copper go into a silver?
10 copper to a silver,
10 copper to a silver. Okay.
and 50 silver to a gold.
Let's see here. Okay.
That bank sounds like a good idea. I mean, we can't always keep our eye on the cart.
Yeah, that's when you put your money in the bank, the only one you really have to worry about stealing your money is the bank. Right?
True.
Correct. Yes.
Now that said, I don't know. Oh, I'll look it up right now.
No.
How would you go about finding a person in this day and age by name, basically, if you didn't know where they lived? Just the name and...
Okay, yeah, they don't have any banks in England yet. Sorry, what were you saying? You want to find somebody, but all you have is a name?
Okay. So
Yeah, because I was thinking that, I mean, it's feasible that I would know of someone by name who, like a friend of my family a long time ago, who had come up to Amsterdam. But the question is, how would you find somebody if all you had was the name?
Yeah, start asking around.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Figure out where they would, the types of places they would be, and start asking around in those areas.
Right.
There's no phone book.
Without selling the various sundries that we have, like the jewelry or the silver stuff, we each have about 1,914 silver each.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you guys
But
are doing
that's
okay.
not counting selling all the rest of the stuff, like the gold ring, the platinum charm, the
You
ruby.
guys are doing okay. I wouldn't call
all
you.
that
I
stuff.
wouldn't call you wealthy yet. But.
No. So.
What year is
Wow,
this?
and even if you all pool in all your coin together, you still don't have enough to buy a ship.
Nope.
So quick question. So being that we've arrived here at the city, looking around, seeing, what the fortifications are like, what the guards are like, what the people are wearing, like, do there seem to be any rules about wearing armor or carrying certain kinds of weapons around the street?
Interesting question. Let me see. Jeez. You know, there's nothing mentioned here in this little module thing I have. So I'm gonna say no. You might get looked at kind of funny if you're walking around fully armed and fully armored up, you know. But
Right. I mean, but I'm not thinking of like full plate armor or a musket or anything like that. Just something low key. Yeah. So Jan would certainly agree with the idea of maybe going to a bank and putting some of this money away, or exchanging some of it, so that we don't have to carry it around all the time. But what he certainly wants to do very soon is go have a proper Netherlandish meal and go get fitted for a suit of chainmail.
maybe Alden might suggest that if you put the coin in the bank and then you go and liquidate the other miscellaneous bits and pieces and see what you have from that, and you have some pocket money, money to spend, etc. And you can always take money out of the bank, you know, when it's open, of course, you know, during the day, not in the middle of the night or something, but you know, if you need more money later.
Ah, old cook. Now that's a good idea. Yes, let's go to the bank first.
So are we going to do individual accounts, or are we going to put it all in one account? Or trying to divvy out some pocket money for each of us? And
Okay, so how about, let's see here. So there's 5 of us, right? I already have like 20 silver on me, but let's not discuss that. So we have 178 spare silver here. Divide that by 5. That'll give everybody 35 silver. Would that be enough for walking around money?
Certainly.
Okay, so that'll leave, let's mark 175 off of that, so that'll be 8,003 silver pieces. So everybody has an additional 35 silver to add whatever you already have. Now, hold on a second here. Are we including Carl in our group already?
Oh, Klaus.
Klaus, excuse me.
Klaus should be there. Yeah.
Okay,
Klaus,
so he's already part of the group.
everything.
Okay, just want to make sure. So then I included
Klaus,
you.
I'd say, would have caught up with you just after the molluscan incident.
Got it. Okay, so and then that also is 35 to Albin too, just so we know that.
If somebody remembers, I'm one of those people that got baptized by Marius.
Okay, excellent. That works. Well, none of us were there for that. All those guys are dead.
No, just for the players.
Right.
Cole was around for the end of it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he wasn't there for the actual
but he was there to see
conversion, but he was there around the end of the
Right.
event in Karlstadt.
True. Okay, so everybody gets 35 silver pieces. And then we'll
Okay.
put the rest into the bank. Let's go to the bank.
Sure. Yeah, you can go to the bank. You know, we'll say just for convenience sake that it is basically a weekday, and it's kind of like early in the day when you get to the city.
Mhm.
Yeah. How many accounts do you want to do? Do you want to do individual accounts?
Do we want one account, or do you want each of us have an account?
How about we set it up in a certain way where we have one account, but if you want to take over a certain amount, then everybody has to be present?
That makes sense.
Yep. Kind of like a corporation or something.
Okay.
If they follow the corporation by that.
Sure. So we'll open one account, and we'll limit it to how much? Withdrawal of 100 silver, and after that,
200?
200?
That's not a lot.
200 silver?
I mean, for example, a suit of chainmail
Is over 100, I think.
Costs 100 silver, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100 exactly. Okay.
Okay, so then let's limit it to you can withdraw 300 silver. After that, in order to do any more withdrawal, you need the approval of everyone else.
Sounds
Good
good.
to me.
And
Yeah.
then eventually, when we're ready to leave, we can all be there to close out the account and get it in more convenient.
What if something happens to one of us?
Hmm.
Then our money's trapped.
Then it would need. There's 5 of us. You need the approval of 2 other people.
Hmm.
That means at least 3 would have to be there, or
Is
have.
there such a thing? Is there such a thing as like a death certificate in this day and age? Like if you had like witnesses and everything, you could get it done.
Yeah, but the way sometimes we die is there's no body left, or there's no head, or whatever.
True.
See,
Some
I
of the
think,
things we've
I
seen.
think
I think it'd be better if we
Let's-
each have individual accounts.
Individual accounts, yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me add this up again.
And
Then
that way there's no chance for any duplicity or anything. You know?
exactly. Okay, so we'll split it evenly. All right.
It'll be
So
better for our friendship.
But the only problem with that is that if one of us dies, then that money isn't going to go to the group to
Oh, well.
carry on. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we could decide if we wanted to make a will.
you can also make next of kin. Yeah, you can leave others as next of kin.
That's true. You
You
can.
get that?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's 5 extra copper.
But I mean, in theory, this is only a temporary situation. You know, you're just doing this while you're here in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because once you get back to England, there ain't no banks.
Right. So that's 19 silver is
This is probably one of the
900.
only like
19
central
gold
banks in the world.
is 950 silver plus 3 plus.
So wouldn't it be a better investment when we buy a good ship and sell it back then in England, so we get some money back from it?
Buy a ship and then sell it in England. It's a possibility. Of course, you're going to lose money in the process.
Yeah, you lose money, but you still have money than when you're in England.
Well, we'll cross that channel when we get to it.
Okay. So, all right. So with just the cash, after everybody's after I give everybody 100, I give everybody 35 silver. Everyone's account will have 1,879 silver and 9 copper.
Really? I thought you said you had 8,000 silver.
Right, 1,879 silver.
No, 1,600 times 5. Right?
No, there's 19 gold.
Oh, the 19 gold. I fucked up.
Right.
Gold.
8,003 silver. 4,465 copper. So 446 silver plus 950 silver plus 8,003 silver.
Okay.
1,879.9 with that 5 extra copper at the end of the little thing there.
Sure. Got it.
So let's buy a frigate at the crew.
So there you go. Everybody on your bank account, you have 1,879.9 silver pieces. Or 1,879 silver, 1 copper.
1,879 silver and
9 copper.
9. I'm just writing this down for Philip, for Alban, so he knows what he's got.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then add an extra 35 to that from what?
I've got that over there. Loose change, yep.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Did you say something about buying a frigate? Jens, a frigate costs 180,000 silver pieces.
Yeah, but how many golds do we have?
19.
You had 19 gold.
Okay.
That's already worked in. You guys each have 1,879.9 silver pieces after banking.
Sorry. I don't know if you heard that.
I didn't hear what? Hear what? Huh?
Okay. The bling bling as I'm trying to write into the money box.
Oh no.
Yeah, but we have still enough money for a really good ship.
You don't even have 10,000 silver pieces between you, so you have enough money to buy
Come on,
a
with all
sailboat.
the
You can buy
yeah,
a
but
sailboat.
come on, with all the bling bling and all the box.
The extra stuff, we don't even know what that's worth yet.
Yeah, so we can buy a cock.
Maybe if you can get another 6,000 silver pieces.
Or yeah, but hey, we get a real ship for 10,000.
As of right now, everything's in the bank, so we'll find out what it's all worth, and then we can discuss again.
Yep.
But I'm glad not to have to carry around this chest full of loose change all over the place anymore.
Yeah, that's a bit of a liability.
Mm-hmm.
You want to try to secure rooms at an inn?
I think that would be a good idea with stables.
Let me see here.
Now, did you say that we still had the 35 to add to that 1,800?
No,
So
that's your pocket change.
That's your pocket change. The 1,879 is in your bank account. If you want to
Gotcha.
pull up money from that now, you feel free.
Now, how about that gym? Did that
In fact,
get?
I'm going to.
Did we pawn that off?
No, we haven't sold any of that stuff yet.
Cool.
What's
I'm
Philip's
actually going to take
character name again?
100 silver out of there.
What'd you say, Ignacio?
Philip's character name?
Albin.
Albin.
Okay.
So yeah, you can get a room at a place here near the wharfs called the Galleon Inn.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Amsterdam. It's November 1632, we said.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. I did have that written down. Excellent.
The Galleon Inn.
All right.
And it's done up to kind of look like, look
Nautical.
like a ship. Yeah. Even the front of the place is designed to kind of look like, when you look at the back of like a big ship and you can see kind of like captain's cabin and all that stuff. You know what I mean? The back of a really cool big long ship looks, not long ship, tall ship looks.
Mm-hmm.
And inside it's all decorated with a bit of a nautical theme as well. Lots of sailors like the place, but not just sailors. There's, all kinds of folk. And they have full stable next door, like almost like a warehouse sized building, basically, that they can house animals and carriages and such in if they need to. So you can store your cart in there as well.
Excellent.
How many animals do you have left now? You have just the 2 mules and the horse, right?
2 mules and a horse.
Right, because you didn't have any left before. Because your mules keep getting killed. Well, that's not true. The first one didn't get killed; it just ran away, right? It ran off.
Right.
The second one got killed. Third time's a charm.
It was tasty, too, considering how starving we were.
Yeah, true. Looks like your luck has turned, and your starving days may be behind you now. You have money in your pockets. You got a nice room, a decent room anyway. And won't call it a fancy ass room. How long do you want to rent the room for?
A week? How long do we want to stay here?
Week sounds good.
Say a week, I mean, get your bearings, see what you want to do with yourselves.
Yep.
You can always extend or
A
whatever.
week to
afterwards.
secure passage, yep.
So 1 week, we're going to call this we're going to call it an average in.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll call it an average in. So it's 5 silver pieces a day. 1 week will be 35 silver pieces. Hey.
Excellent.
Oh, there goes your pocket money.
All right. Well, I took I kept an extra 100 on me from the account. 35, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give her a gold piece.
A gold piece.
Right.
Oh, okay. Like, gotcha. I think
Right.
a gold piece tip. Jesus Christ.
Gosh, no. No. And then what about meals? Like breakfast?
Those are separate.
Mm-hmm.
So meals, this, like I said again, is an average in. So a standard meal is 5 copper pieces.
Okay.
A good drink, 6 copper pieces, or a
Okay.
decent drink, 3 copper pieces. A cheap drink's 1 copper piece.
And I'll give. Okay, so I will say the innkeeper that I'll give you a gold piece if you will include meals and for the week, as well as a glass or 2 of ale with each.
And food for the animals.
And then he can keep the change. That's a
Okay.
good deal.
Yep. Cool. What'd you say about the animals? If you want animal feed, it's
Feed them too.
one silver piece a day per animal. So for 3 animals, 3 silver pieces a day. So 21
I
silver
was
pieces.
trying to get that. I was trying to get that worked into Antonio's little haggling there.
No, there's not enough money there for that.
No. The animals, right. Well, I don't want to be the only one paying for them.
I think we should sell.
Sell them?
Because otherwise, if we're going to go on a ship and take a passage,
That's
we're
true.
going to have to take them. So we might as well get some money out of them before we start feeding them.
Before you sell them, then, do you want to go around and try to liquidate the other miscellaneous items you have?
Yes, that's a good idea. So we secured the room.
Mhm.
Let's liquidate what we have then. 2 horses and a mule. Let me write down there. Horse. 2 mules. All right. Let's go ahead. Gentlemen, let's go shopping for people to buy stuff.
Shopping.
Okay. So first things first, you want to try to find somewhere to sell your animals. Like I said, anything and everything can probably be bought or sold here.
Yep, so look for a hostler. I think that's what's called.
Well, are we selling all of them, or are we keeping the 1 mule for now?
I don't know that we need
You're
it.
selling them all, right?
Yeah, let's
And
get
the
rid of it.
cart too?
Yeah.
How much
Well,
is
we
the cart?
will need one when we are in England, and I think 1 mule we can get over there.
Well, do you want to pay for a passage for a mule or just purchase one when we arrive?
When we arrive, otherwise you got to feed it all this time until we
True.
go. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so for your horse, your 2 mules, and the cart, the guy will give you 125 silver pieces.
Okay, for the 2 mules and the cart and the horse,
Mhm.
125. Okay.
That's
So-
all? Wait. Maybe you can get more out of him.
Let's see here. Ooh, I don't know that I want to do that though. I couldn't scroll him.
But come on, that's a little bit.
I'm not going to do that. That would be mean.
Of course, Amsterdam is one of the most important trading cities in the world, if not the greatest. So this is also a good place to buy and sell contraband, smuggled goods, etc. There is a black market. Of course, the price paid in the black market is lower than what you would receive through legitimate channels.
We don't really
But-
have anything that.
But there's a lot of items that would be sold that would raise too many questions to sold. Probably don't want to sell your animals on the black market.
No.
Might come in handy if you have any loot that you wanted to sell, like, say a Deus Malleus or something.
I'm not selling that. I haven't finished transcribing all that.
I know.
Yeah, no, that's not
Well,
getting
there's
sold.
the jewelry and the silverware.
Right. The jewelry, well, it doesn't really, it's not like it's identified. I remember we looked at the gold ring. It didn't have anything written in it.
Gentlemen, I'll be right back. I need a quick bio. Sorry.
No worries.
So what did we get out of the animals? I'm sorry to make them in the room.
So we have 125 for those. If we sell them.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll just wait. Whenever we sell it, if you wouldn't mind, could you put it in the notes over there and I just copy and paste it?
Yep,
So
I'm just writing
am
it
I-
all down right now.
We got rid of the cart as well.
Yeah.
So
The rest of
then, I
all
assume
the-
the stuff that was in the cart we stashed like in the room at the end.
Well, all of it would fit into like a bag or two. It's not that big. The biggest thing would probably be the platter, and that would fit into a sack.
All right.
So we can just have one of us carry it. We'll make Carl carry it. Carry this for the glory of the Martin Luther.
Okay.
Don't try and run away now.
Okay.
Are you going to try and sell that rapier?
Absolutely not.
Heck yeah.
This rapier is my pride and joy.
It's a little conspicuous, but well, maybe you could have wrapped it with like some cloth or something to hide the gems encrusting it.
I think you should get it checked out and see if there's some kind of magic to it.
Oh, right. If I had a laboratory, I could identify it to see if they had any kind of magic on it. But I don't. I need a laboratory. So eventually, when we get to England, I'll have to make one.
I gotta take
Well,
a break. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
You could take it to an alchemist here in Amsterdam. Or a collector. They know about rare items.
Yeah, that is an idea, but
So we're in the Netherlands. I think we should get some good fish, cheese, and horse.
not a bad idea.
Yes, I did.
Very sorry about that. Everyone's away.
Nope.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Here.
We're all here, I think.
Everybody's here. Okay, cool. Good. Well, so we'll assume that you're probably selling the animals after you sell your other goods or whatever. Do you have anything you can't carry? Maybe not. Maybe
Nope.
you can sell yours. Okay, then that's fine then. Never mind. So what else do you want to liquidate while you're here? Did you take the 125 for the animals in the cart?
Well, I'm not a haggler. I don't know how to do that. I don't know if the rest of us are, but it seems like a good price.
Yeah, Jan's not worried about that from him. He's thinking about the meal he's gonna have, and how he's gonna get armor made, and
And that will take some time too. So a week at least is a good idea to have it customized and whatnot. All right.
there's the goblets, platter, and jewelry that we
So
could
we
sell.
have the 2 silver goblets, platter, the ewer, the perfume. I don't know if we want to sell the perfume. We might want to keep that.
No, I would
2
want to keep that.
goblets, a platter, and a ewer, you said, right?
We also have the jewelry from the inn, a ruby, an exquisite music box, a platinum charm, and a gold ring. So jewelry-wise, we have 1, 2. Well, I imagine a jeweler would also be in the sale of the music box.
I would think
Might buy the
that we
silver
should,
items as well.
Yeah,
we should go to a jeweler,
Mhm.
but then the music box we should try to sell to a collector and get more for it.
That's not a bad idea, especially since it's an exquisite music box. That's an excellent idea. Okay, let's go find a jeweler.
Okay. What do you want to sell?
We'll keep the music box for now, but the rest of it we'll try and and the perfume, because I don't think a jeweler would want the perfume.
Okay. So you want to sell the jewelry that belonged to the dead woman at the tavern.
There's also a gold ring that was unadorned.
Hold on a second. Where's that from?
That's from the scarecrow.
So that was a gold ring. Let me see if I can find the value on that. Not there. Gold ring. Woo. Okay. All right. Gold ring. The jewelry.
The platinum charm. That was from the scarecrow.
The platinum charm. Yeah, I better fucking start calculating this now. Calculator. Okay. Got it.
There was the ruby.
Which was also found in that place, right? Oh, the ruby. Yep. Yeah. Let me see here. How much would that be? I gotta do some math. Okay.
There's the 2 silver goblets.
Okay.
That silver platter.
Silver platter. So the 2 goblets. Platter. Okay.
And the ewer.
Okay.
And so for now, we're keeping the music box and the perfume.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
He will give you 1,800 silver pieces for all of that.
1,800. That's a lot. Nice. Wow. So that's 1,925 silver.
So far from the goods, yep.
For those goods.
Cool.
Give me a moment here. That's another 385 silver each. I'll just write that off to the side for now. Okay, then we have the music box, and Ignacio was suggesting that we should find a collector for something like that.
You can find many.
And the perfume as well. Perfume, I guess, would we want to go to like a chemist or something?
Actually, I was thinking. I mean, Jan would like to keep it. Actually.
Yeah, we can keep it.
Let's keep the perfume.
Unless anyone objects. Yeah. Does anybody object?
Nope.
No. All right. I'll let you have the perfume. So the only thing
says, hey, if Jan wants to smell pretty, that's his own business.
Right. So we have the music box. After we finish with our transaction with the jeweler, I'll pull it out and place it on the table, and I'll say, we're also looking for a discerning eye that you might be able to recommend someone for an item such as this. And I'll open it up and let it start playing.
Yeah, he'll oops, clear this out. He'll recommend a collector down the road who collects oddities.
Wonderful.
It's a bizarre knick-knack shop with all kinds of weird shit in it.
Excellent. Excellent. Herr Jula, thank you.
Mhm.
And we bid you a good day.
Thank you.
Click. Stuff it away. And we'll be on our way. Let's go to the oddity store. I bet you there's some good shit in there. All right. Before everybody gets another 385 silver pieces.
Okay.
Because I don't want to have to deal with your guys' silver.
385 silver pieces each so far. Okay. And then you go to the collector, try to sell the music box. He'll have a look at it. It works perfectly. It's quite exquisite. He'll say, I'll give you 650 silver for it. Which would be
Wonderful.
another 100.
Would you give 700 for it?
Roll 2d6 for me, Jens.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Okay. And what's your charisma modifier?
Wait, my charisma is 9, so 0.
So no modifier there. Okay, hold on a second. Let me change. Yes, he'll give you 700.
700.
You see?
Wonderful. Fantastic. My friend, it has been a pleasure doing business with you.
That's an extra 140 each, so you're up to 525.
Excellent. 140, you said?
Mm-hmm. Which I'll assume that 525, you probably want to get like 10 gold pieces and 25 silver pieces, so you can fit it all in one pouch.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't think you guys want to be carrying around 11 pouches full of coins each,
Right.
walking around like the fucking money bag, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting mine in the bank.
Yeah, I'm going to head back to the bank.
Yeah, you can. I tell you what, I mean, if you want to just keep track of on your character sheet, just write down now what you put at the bank, what you keep on your person. That's fine.
All right.
I'm cool with that.
That's 500.
I trust you guys to not cheat on your account management.
500 silver would be 10 gold, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Cool. Excellent. So that would be most of your day spent. Anything else anybody wanted to try to sell or not? No?
Nope.
Albin might say, well, wait a minute now. What about that sword? I mean, Jan's keeping the perfume and the sword?
I have no issue with it. He's made that sword his own through blood and sweat and tears.
Like a very valuable sword is all I'm saying.
I got the experience out of it. I don't need it. No, I'm
If
kidding.
we're going, if we're gonna go look for some ladies later, you can use the perfume. Consider the perfume to belong to us all. Now the sword. Now I've used it to save my life, and I'm not parting with it.
I have no issue with that.
All right. Okay. Very good.
There we go.
When you go back to your inn, your room, you sit down, having your evening meal,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a couple of drinks, and
Not a couple. I'm in Amsterdam. Now
Right.
I'm telling the innkeeper to bar no expense. I'm having 3 beers, herring, cod, plaice, eel, and mussels.
Yeah, let's get some herring and eel and then go to the whorehouse.
you're having 3 beers and a fancy meal, yeah?
I'm just
Oh,
going to
yeah.
eat
It's been a long,
the
long
meal that
time.
I paid for.
It will be a long night.
So it's going to be for 3 beers and it'd be 2 silver for 3 beers and all that food for you.
Ah, good man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the meal I paid for.
Yep, no problem. And as you're all kind of, well, maybe you're not all sitting at the table. Did you say you're going to the whorehouse, Klaus?
Yep. After a good long meal and 3 beers, I will go to the hall.
Okay, so while you're all having the meal,
What?
while you're having the meal, a gentleman approaches your table. He looks very nervous. And he says, pardon me, gentlemen, may I join you for a moment?
Ah, old cook. Yes, that can well. I am doing easy, can't you see?
Please have a seat.
I saw you in the market earlier, and I noticed that you were trading in many different types of goods. I'm a merchant here in Amsterdam, and some of my underlings have recently smuggled something on one of my ships, or on my ship. Sorry, on my ship, and now I'm eager to get rid of it. I thought perhaps some tough-looking customers like yourselves might be in more of a mind to buy and take responsibility for such an item. I believe it to be very valuable. It's from Africa.
And what sort of item are we discussing?
This is an Egyptian mummy.
What is a mummy?
It is the preserved remains of one of their ancient kings, I believe.
So why should I buy that king?
Like I said, it's valuable.
Yeah, but why not?
Valuable to who? To
It's also probably illegal to own, but
well, people, collectors own all sorts of bodies of animals, taxidermied and skeletons. They have these cabinets, right? Now, this might be of value to a collector, yes? It is, after all, something exotic.
yes, perhaps.
How much do you
Certainly,
think it is
it's
worth?
certainly exotic.
As you can see, though, we are simply staying in an inn. It's not as though we are permanent residents of the city. I'm not sure where I would store or even how to move such an item.
Don't you have a ship of your own?
Of course not. We are but simple, humble travelers.
Oh, I see. I must have got you wrong then. I apologize. Perhaps it is not in your
No. Tell me more about this king. Now, are there any jewels, or is it just the body? Is there a casket?
It's
Is there any
sarcophagus.
gold adornments, gems, crystals?
It's in sarcophagus. It's just the body and the sarcophagus itself, which is quite exquisitely made, I must say.
Sounds cumbersome. How large is it?
Well, he's a relatively small man, but the casket is pretty much man-sized. Sarcophagus, I should say.
I'm very skeptical. Skeptical.
Yeah, me too. Because I still don't know who would buy a gold casket.
I'm trying to think if there's any use that I.
What did you say? A gold casket? Oh no! It's not made of gold.
Yeah, but you said it's like valuable. So what it's made of?
It's
Say that that man who bought the music box. He had all sorts of oddities in his shop. Now, did he look like the fellow who could afford an Egyptian casket like that? And I look at the others.
Well, he did readily purchase the music box from us. Does not seem the sort of gentleman who is lacking in capital, if anything, but...
Yeah, why don't you sell it yourself? I mean,
It I am uncomfortable with this.
yeah, me too. That should be that and then be underground and not sold. Why
Let's
don't
go
you?
for-
Hey, shipman! Why don't you just throw the mummy out of the casket into the water and sell the casket?
Oh, I'd hate to waste something so valuable.
A dead body is nothing valuable,
No,
especially
no,
not
no.
of
Hold
a
on.
heathen. Especially not from a heathen that raided Africa.
In my studies, have I heard of
But
these
that's-
things, and are there any uses that someone of my profession can put them to?
Oh God, probably.
No. Here.
All
Let
kinds
me
of things
bring
you
more.
could do.
Let me bring more clearing in the matter. None of you are from this part of the world. You see, collecting is a thing here. It is precisely because it is rare that they will want it, because they have never seen anything like it. I
am
tell
not,
you, the mummy adds value to the casket.
and I'm not a salesman, though, and not particularly interested in trafficking with the dead.
You seem very interested, sir. And a man of discerning taste, I do believe, he says to Jan.
Well, my family used to be rich, but the Spanish. You see, I'm from the south. You understand. We held out for as long as we could.
I have it outside in a cart.
You have the casket right outside.
Yes. Like I said, I'm quite eager to get rid of it.
Mm.
Did I not hear you say that perhaps there was a legal problem here with the sale of such objects? That's what you didn't want to have it in your possession?
Yes.
Then why are you carting it around so openly?
I've been trying to get rid of it all day. And it's not
Oh,
openly. I have it.
But
It is
you could always
covered.
make the transaction first, and I see.
I wanted it off my ship.
I say.
Do
We
want to
should
steal?
we should secure the beginning and the end of this transaction before we make it. Why don't you stay here with my companions, and I go speak to that collector that I know, that I just met today. You see, we only arrived in town just now. Now, if he's interested, and I have his word that he'll buy such an item, then I'll buy it from you and sell it to him same day. Simple matter.
I already approached him. He would not buy it.
Well, then, do you know anybody who would buy such a thing? After all, you're from here, aren't you?
He says, to be honest, I do not. But perhaps as you're travelers, you will be taking it somewhere where you could.
Yeah, but then again, we have to buy a new. We already sold our mules and our horses. And the
You can
wagon.
have my horse and cart with it. The whole lot for 1,000 silver.
I would say no. I'm sorry.
I would like to look at it first. So I want to go outside with this man and take an actual look at the casket.
Yes, he's got the cart there. It's, hooked up to a horse. It's like a not a riding horse. This is like a work horse, like a draft horse type. And he's got there's a man standing out there, kind of a big, rough-looking type dude, who kind of steps aside, sees you guys approaching, and the merchant kind of goes over and kind of lifts the kind of curtain. It's basically a blanket, but it's laid over this cart. And he's got it raised up on the sides and the back, so it's kind of almost like canvas, It kind of lifts it up, and you can see this really exquisitely carved and painted and decorated wooden casket, basically, with Egyptian hieroglyphs and all sorts of stuff all over it, in almost like a gold paint script.
So you said it was wood, right?
Yes.
Now, what kind of condition is it in?
It looks to be in perfect condition.
I'm kind of scratching my brain. I'm kind of flabbergasted by the whole thing. I'm very impressed. But I turn and say to the man, how does the wood stay in that condition for thousands of years?
Surely it must be Egyptian magic.
Hmm. I don't know if he had
You might be able
real
to get
magic.
1,000 silver pieces for the casket alone, even without the mummy.
Does it look to me like I would actually be able to sell this for, say, twice what I'm buying it for? Just quick estimation, you know. I'm not an expert.
Give me an intelligence roll, I guess, or a wisdom roll. I think.
Yep, I'll do
No, for
intelligence.
intelligence. Intelligence makes more sense.
Yep, 5 under 14.
To the right kind of collector, if there's a real Egyptian mummy in there, you think you might be able to sell it for 5 times what you'd be paying for.
Ah, but there needs to be the mummy inside.
Yeah.
In that case, I will ask the man to let me have a look.
Be careful and be quick.
You're gonna have to help me lift this. This looks heavy.
Yep, and he will. And the big burly looking man will kind of look around, and he almost likes like a growling sound under his breath, under his breath. He's not very comfortable with you guys doing this here, but yeah. So you lift up the lid of the sarcophagus, and inside, you know, it's good. It smells like it just smells dry. You know, it's got that arid kind of, you know, almost like a dry, musty. Is musty the right word? Yeah, kind of scent.
Stale
Musky.
air.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can see the mummy there, the wrapped corpse.
Is that burly guy
Ve-
stand away from the wagon and the man?
Is he
Right.
what?
Does he kind of back off and stay kind of back from the man in the wagon? While
No, he's standing right over them practically.
My, yes, that definitely looks like it comes from the outside world, like very far in the outside world. Hmm. You have an interesting proposition. Now let us go back inside. It's going to have to be a committee decision, as we will have to pool our money together.
Okay.
So I go back and I sit down, I have another drink of my ale, and I look at the others, and there's like this twinkle in my eye, and I say, now, what this man has said is true. Now, that thing is from the outside world. It's very rare. I've never seen anything like it in my life. The casket alone is worth more than the 1,000. With the mummy, we could get many, many times our investment.
Come
Now,
on.
this seems to me like a much better deal than investing in a fishing ship.
I would still prefer the ship because I know what I get when I have a ship. But this is a dead body in a fancy casket. I'm against it. Sorry. You shouldn't make deals with the dead.
It's funny, we say the same thing about Germans.
You shouldn't make deals with the Germans. Hey, we're efficient.
Yes, and terribly boring. What do you say, friend? 1,000 silver pieces, it's yours.
Well, if my friend here is, if Klaus here is not for it, but the others are, it would still be just 250 each. Now, I'm certainly willing to do so. So I look over at Antonio and Cole. What say you? Easy money.
I think 800 would be a much better for our situation.
Look over the man. My friend speaks the truth. After all, you're now looking at 3 investors instead of 4. I say perhaps 750.
Roll 2d6.
I got an 8 total.
What's your charisma modifier?
+1.
900. That's the least I can do.
Well, 300 each. I'd do it. What say you?
I'm
Is the
still.
other guy's right there?
Yeah, he's right there.
Hmm. Could you excuse us for a moment?
Fine, but make up your mind quick. I have to get moving soon. I've already lingered too long. He steps away and keeps an eye on your table, though, from from a little distance.
My only issue with making such an investment now is that I don't have that cash on me. I deposited most of what we received today back into the bank.
As did I.
It's true, but the man seems desperate.
Hmm.
I think he would accept an advance, and we could pay him the rest tomorrow.
That's the only problem I have is his desperation. He could get more money for it himself. That's the problem. What I see right
So
now.
you're saying that there's a problem inherent in this deal. Now that thing looked pretty dead to me. Sure, it's big and cumbersome, but we would get the cart and the horse thrown in.
But perhaps he stole it from somebody else.
Well, you think he stole it from somebody here in the city?
Possibly. He's in an awful big hurry to get rid of it.
Well, then would that person not be willing to buy it back?
No, he has a look and sound of desperation, which is unusual for somebody trying to make a deal.
Perhaps somebody sold it to him.
But for
He didn't tell
800,
us.
for
He
800,
didn't tell.
worth the chance, 900, maybe not.
So I'm going to signal the man to come back to the group.
Okay, he comes back over. Oh, have you reached a decision?
Well, there's 2 things, 2 small details. Now, it's interesting, don't get me wrong. But first, where did you get this item? Did somebody sell it to you? Did you find it yourself?
I told you. It was some of my men aboard my ship. They smuggled it out of Egypt.
They couldn't find a buyer either, huh?
They work for me. They would not use my ship to make such a deal without at least getting me involved in it. There would be
So
consequences.
they stole this thing under your orders?
I did not tell them to steal it. What are you implying?
I'm only trying to establish the provenance of this object. After all, if I'm going to sell it to a collector, he'll ask me where it's from.
I don't suggest trying to sell it to anyone in Egypt.
Right. Well, I had no such plans. Now, you have a ship. You have a cart, a mule, and men. What is preventing you from holding on to this investment a little longer? What is the urgency?
You ask too many questions. I'll find another buyer. Good day.
Very well.
And he turns and walks away.
Should have asked the man for his name. Ah, my muscles have gotten cold.
Oh well.
Nope. Anyway, you can proceed with your evening, drinking, eating, pouring afterwards. Right. So Jens, you got what? You had a nice meal and a few beers as well, right? Oh, is he still awake? He might not be back yet. Okay. We'll deal with his little escapade here in a bit. So, anything else anybody else wants, either of you guys want to accomplish this night?
It's nighttime already, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this was dinner
Well,
time.
I guess my armor
And
will
it's
have to wait.
November. It's November.
Yep.
The sun goes down early.
I would just drink all my beer and go have a rest.
Cool. Anything for Antonio or Cole?
No, I just, after eating, relaxing for a little bit, I will head to bed and get a good night's sleep.
Cool.
Maybe do a little light reading before I go to sleep in my
Right.
totally not a completely and utterly banned book.
You can knock off a couple of silver pieces as well for oh no, you only ate the meal.
Right, that I only ate what I paid for.
That's fair. Jens, you can knock off a couple silver for the meal and the drinks. And then after that, you were going to go out and get yourself a woman, you said, yeah?
Yep.
What kind of a woman?
A whore. I don't know what is there.
Are you looking for a poor one, an average one, a fancy one?
How much is it?
One?
How much is the fancy one?
Fancy one will cost you 25 silver pieces.
Yeah, come on. Let's go with the fancy one. We're in Amsterdam.
All right. In that case, then I will give you a +2 on your saving throw against poison, please.
Ooh, nice. I rolled a 4.
Oh, okay. No problem. You get crabs or something.
Okay.
Nothing too detrimental.
Yeah. After that, I go back and go for good night sleep.
Give me a wisdom roll, please.
A wisdom roll. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
1d6. Oh, a 3.
That's good. You want to roll low.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What is your wisdom?
My wisdom is 12, so 0.
No, I'm not looking for a modifier. You're rolling under the score. So you did well. You rolled a 3 under 12. As you're making your way back, it's late at night. There's still some people moving around. Of course, it's Amsterdam, it's late at night, but you notice there's a steady sound of footfalls behind you. And you suddenly have a feeling like you're being followed. And if you look, Sure enough, you catch a glimpse of somebody ducking into the alleyway.
Okay.
Shadowy figure.
Are there still a lot of people on the streets?
There's still quite a few around. It's, you know. Yeah.
Okay, is there still like a pub or something open?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I go to the next pub and watch if the guy follows me to the pub.
Okay. And what do you mean by watch to see if the guy follows you to the pub? There's so quite a few people in the pub, so you gotta stand at the door and look out to see if.
I stay at the, how do you call it, the where the barkeeper stands behind
The bar?
the bar. Yeah, okay. I stand there at the bar, order a beer, and have a look at the door if someone comes after me.
Okay. No problem. You watch for a few minutes, and eventually the door opens, and a couple walks in.
Okay.
You're pretty sure you saw her earlier when you were shopping for a woman.
Okay, I stay in the pub. What's the clock now?
What's the club?
Clock.
Oh,
What time
clock.
is it? Sorry.
Do they have clocks? I guess they did have clocks. Yeah, of course they did. It is. We're gonna say.
They got church
midnight.
bells.
We're gonna call it midnight. No, yeah, they definitely had clocks. I've seen clocks in other events, water clocks and things of that sort.
Okay, I order beer till the pub closes.
Oh, okay. How many beers per hour would you drink?
One.
1 beer per hour until the pub closes. Until they kick you out, basically. Let's see, it's going to be. What kind of beer? Cheap beer, decent beer, good beer?
A good beer. I'm
Good
rich.
beer. Okay.
I don't waste my money on mummies, so I have money for beer.
For another 4 hours. That'd be 2.5 silver pieces.
Okay.
Okay. And then yeah, I mean you see people coming and going,
Do I recognize that somebody's watching me or?
Give me a D20 roll.
I rolled a 20. When you don't believe it, I want to give
Everybody is watching you.
Okay. I want to go to.
You get the feeling everybody is watching.
Okay, with every beer, I get drunk and more paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I'm just staring at the bar and keep drinking.
Okay. And then, of course, you get kicked out at about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. And then I stumble. I try to stumble to.
Yep. And several guys come out behind you.
Okay. And because I feel so paranoid, I start to run.
Mm-hmm. A couple of them go in your direction. A couple go in other directions. And you start to run. Okay. You run all the way back to the galleon.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's everyone sleeping, right?
I would think so at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, I just kick in the door. I don't kick in the door. I'm drunk and I'm loud and just throw the door open and I scream, "We have to get our stuff together. We have to get our stuff together. They're coming for us. They are coming for us. They are right behind us." And I shake everyone.
But you're in separate rooms.
Yeah, I go to every room.
Okay, banging on their doors.
Yeah, my door is locked, but that would certainly wake me up.
What the hell?
Yeah, other people in the inn are waking up as well. You hear somebody say, "Shut the hell up!
They're coming for us. They are right behind me."
Go back to bed, you drunk bastard!"
Is that you, Klaus? What for help do you need?
There are people that are behind our money. They're coming for us. They are right down there on the street.
You're drunk, man. Your pressure is high. And I unlock the door and I take a look. I mean, he's saying they're outside, right?
Yeah.
Well, can I go and look at Is there a window in my room?
Sure.
Okay, so I go and look out the window. Do I see anything?
Yeah, you see a couple of drunk people staggering down the road. People going back home from the last calls kind of thing.
So I put my thumb and forefinger against the bridge of my nose, like trying to suppress the headache, and I say, Klaus, you have to give me some more clearing in the matter. What are you talking about? You're being followed. I don't see anybody out there.
While you're asking him, he lies behind you at the floor and is sleeping.
Well, it's just as well. I wanted to get an early start today, and I will just see if the others are up.
It's 4:00 in the morning. I don't know. How you guys
I'm not.
up?
No.
Then I will just. I'm gonna go ahead. So, can I lock this door from the outside and the inside
Yeah, you have the key.
with my key?
Mhm.
Okay, sure. So I'm gonna leave. Klaus sleeping in my room. I'm gonna lock him in.
Yeah, he's laying on your floor.
Let him sleep it off. And I'm gonna basically like give one knock on each door, and if that doesn't rouse them, I'm gonna just go out on my own.
Okay.
So Cole,
Single knock at your door, Cole. Do you get up or do you ignore it?
Who's there? Who's
It's
at the
Jan.
door?
It's Jan. Klaus woke me up. He's drunk. I'm paranoid. Either way, I'm gonna get an early start.
All right.
So
I gotta get some sleep. I need to get some sleep. Take care.
well,
He seems to listen to you better than anybody else, so take care of him. I said, I don't back to sleep.
okay. I give a single knock on Antonio's door.
Hmm? No maid service.
Hey. Very well. You are very busy with as well. And I'm gonna go out. The sun is out already, right?
No. 4:00 in the
Okay.
morning in November. Sun probably won't be up for several hours yet.
Oh, how many?
Like 4.
Oh, okay. I gotta wait till late. Okay, so in that case, I'm gonna go back in
Maybe
the room.
3.5. No, probably 4.
I'm gonna go back in there with Klaus with his snoring, and I'll just kind of twiddle my thumbs until the sun is barely out. And as soon as the sun is out, I'm gonna try another knock.
Okay. So you're going to wait for the sun to be out, or you just wait for the sky to start to lighten? That's
Just waiting for the sky to start to light.
okay. So maybe about 6:30, 7:00. So we'll say 7. Okay. 3 hours later, there's another single knock at your door. Cole, does it wake you, or it's up to you?
Yeah. Hello? Who's there?
Jan. Now there's light in the sky now. So, are you up for going out?
For
Or are you
what?
still tired?
For what?
I'm getting some armor made. It's a new city. Now I don't mind going out there on my own, but it would help. Unless you're too tired.
A little hungry after sleeping all night. You smart to go this early? Is anybody even open this early?
Oh, come, we'll get some herring down there at the fishmonger. We're close to the pier anyway.
Oh
It'll
yeah,
be
this
fine.
business
By
doesn't
the
work
time we
24 hours a day, probably.
by the time we get to the place, it's probably going to be open. Anyway, it'll give us an idea of what the city is like, how it works.
Very well. Okay, give me a minute to wash my face. I step on. Now, did you say that it's allowable to have armor on? It's not, you know.
Yeah, from what we saw, it was fine.
Okay. All right. So I got that chainmail. I'll put it on. Just dress up normally. Take my pistols, put them underneath my cloak. Shot and all that stuff, powder. Ready to go. Okay, he'll step out there with you.
Yeah, taking about 10
Come,
minutes to get ready.
Let's see if we can rouse the Italian then.
Okay. 7:40 a.m. A single knock at your door, Antonio. Does it wake you? Merrick?
I'm saying all this crap and role playing, and I'm muted. Yes, who's calling?
It's Jan. Cole is up.
Oh.
Klaus, it's a lost cause. He's probably sleeping it off.
Oh, you had fun last night, then I take it.
First time in the Low Countries. You know, he's from Germany. They don't know what fun is.
What is your plan for the day?
It's a little bit too holy in the Roman Empire. Well,
start getting dressed.
I'm getting some armor made, and I want to case the city. I want to see what the guards look like, what the watches look like. After all, we're staying here for a week. There might be business.
Okay. Huh. Well, I don't have any plans for the day. I suppose I can tag along with you, gentlemen. Yeah, I'll get up and I will follow along.
Klaus, you wake up. You've been asleep for about a little over 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and my head hurts.
Your head hurts. You got to pee. You kind of feel like you
Yeah.
might have to throw up.
Yeah.
And your crotch itches.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
a lot.
A good morning.
I
yeah.
wouldn't even knock on that door, to be honest. I think he's a lost cause for the day.
No, I'm not saying you would. I'm just saying, when you get really drunk, you try sleeping more than a few hours. Doesn't usually work out that way, does it? Doesn't for me, anyway.
No. So yeah, I tried to open the door. It's locked, right?
Yeah, you're locked in.
So okay, yeah. What I do
Well,
is
I would hear the
I
rattling, though, right? I'm in the corridor.
Yeah, if you're paying attention.
Ah, old cook, he's up. Probably going to be crabby today with all he drank. And I go over there and I open the door.
good morning. Why I'm locked up in your room?
You were banging on my door, saying crazy things that when men were chasing you.
Why would I
I
say
think
this?
I think you were the one that was chasing the drink and the women last night. Am I wrong?
I did, but I don't know how I got here. Whatever. I think I will lay down for sleep now, and I take a piss and lay down now. I try to go to my room.
Yeah, I mean, you
And
have
then
the
I
key to
go
your
to my
room, right?
room, take a piss, and lay down and try to sleep again.
Okay. Yeah, man, your crotch itches. And that your pee is warm. It burns.
Whatever. What this Dutch beer was. I just sleep. Let's wait for the morning.
Okay, so looks like it's going to be Cole, Antonio, and Jan hitting the town. By the time Antonio's up and dressed and ready to go to it, it's probably close to 8 o'clock. I mean, breakfast is available from your own place if you want to get it. You paid for meals anyway, Merrick. So
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I'll get the breakfast from the place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to get some armor.
Yep, breakfast will cost you 5 copper, half silver. What about you, Rob? Is Cole getting breakfast too?
Yeah, something along the lines of maybe some, I don't know, what do they call it? Oatmeal, whatever it is.
Oh, something cheap.
Bread. Yeah.
1 copper. Okay. You guys have your breakfast. They give you a beer with your breakfast, Merrick, if you want it.
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to drink the water. Are you crazy?
Yep.
Hell no. No water drinking from me.
Okay. And then you guys can head out. You walk down back. Well, let's see. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go to the main market, Armor? Do you want to go to the black market? Do you want to go along the wharf and see what's up for sale there?
Well, we're closer to the wharf, so we'll go there first.
All right. Go give me a D50 roll.
Okay, let's see. 26.
Okay. Cool. Yep. A boy approaches you. Well, sorry, not a boy. A young man, more like late teens. He comes up to you. He's wearing kind of standard clothes, nothing fancy, but he's clean looking. He doesn't look like a peasant. Doesn't look poor or anything of that sort. He says, excuse me, sirs. My name is what is his name? Oh, I forgot. Oh, where did it go? Did I close it? Reopen it here. No, it's not there. 1 second. Downloads. Just a moment. You gave me that name generator, and then I closed it. He says, my name is, are J's pronounced like Y? They are, right? Like Yoris, yeah? Ignacio?
Yeah, correct.
My name is Yoris. I'm a doctor's assistant. I'm collecting vials of blood from medical experiments. See? And he opens his coat, and you can see he's got, let's see here. Holy crap. Yeah, he's got like over a dozen vials tucked into these little loops in his coat pocket, which look like they're filled with blood. Because I've been working away at this all morning. I'm willing to pay you up to 5 silver if you donate a vial full of blood. I have everything I need here. And he pulls out this not quite medieval, but this old looking like syringe type device. The vial pucks up to it, pulls your blood into it. Probably looks like similar to like an animal syringe, like the ones they have that they use for like cows and shit like that. 5 silver.
Now, who did you say your master was? What's his name?
Oh, Dr. Van Diemen.
And what kind of doctor is he? Surgeon? Or...
Well, he
medic?
does it all. Just a general practice doctor.
I narrow my eyes.
No.
Surgeon, barber, or alchemist?
Oh, I'd say he could do all of those things. Yes, his office is over on Fleet Street. Number 2027, Fleet Street.
Yes, I shall remember that. I think we'll pay him a visit later.
You seem uncomfortable. If you wish to stop by the office anytime before sunset.
Yes, I think that's what we'll do.
If you don't see me there, though, please tell him that I sent you.
Oh yes, of course. I'll tell him that young Achillotes sent me.
And he'll go off and he'll go over to somebody else. Excuse me, sir, I'm collecting blood samples for Dr. Van Diemen. We're doing experiments, medical experiments. Would you donate one for 5 silver pieces? Oh, same spiel. And then you can go to see what you can buy. But first, let's take a quick bio break.
Sounds good.
All right.
Would you like to donate blood to Dr. Van Diemen? Oh,
Yeah.
holy
No.
shit.
Van
I'd rather
Diemen.
buy the casket with the mummy in it.
But come on, wouldn't be that an epic fight? Dr. Van Diemen versus the mummy?
I know. I still think we should have bought the damn casket.
Yeah. It would have been funny to do that, but no, my character he's just kind of overly paranoid after having, had sex with a giant snail or slug.
At least she didn't like it. Albin is in a worse position.
True. Poor guy.
That's what we ought to invest in. Look at the group chat. Might take us 2 years to make some money, but
Good Lord. But this is future knowledge.
yeah, I know I'm just joking, but yeah.
But wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, that was a big deal. That was the first thing I learned in economics class way back when. And so as soon as we got in Holland, I thought, when did that happen? So I looked it up and I thought, wow, we're just right on the verge of it.
What, the Tulip Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know from reading a little bit about it that fishing boat investment was very volatile. You could make a lot or just lose everything. A lot of people did it. It was kind of the beginning of speculation. You would just bet that you would catch a lot.
This article I was looking at, it says that at the peak of it, for one tulip bowl, you got 2 lasts of wheat, 4 lasts of rye, 4 fat oxen, it's like 8 fat swine, 12 fat sheep, 2 hogsheads of wine, 4 tons, I don't know what that means, spelled TUNS, of beer, 2 tons of butter, and it goes on and on and on. 1,000 pounds of cheese, a complete bed, a suit of clothes, and a silver drinking cup, all for one bulb.
Jeez.
Crazy.
I'll be right back.
That was quite a bender for Klaus.
Yep.
Yeah, I contemplated going with you, but decided against it. I haven't decided yet if Jan is a romantic or not.
Right, I'm back.
All right.
I really have to go back to Amsterdam for real. It's such a beautiful city.
I've
Oh
never
yeah,
been.
same for me.
Never been.
I like Antwerp even more, but Amsterdam's great.
I
I
really
loved it.
like it. Yeah. What I really liked, I was in Utrecht for 2 years ago. That was awesome. I liked the city too. But Amsterdam was special.
Utrecht is kind of a more modern city, right?
Sorry?
It's more of a modern city.
Yeah. What I like about Amsterdam, that's like a combination of a modern city and you have still the traditional Dutch stuff there.
Yeah, the architecture is still like
Yeah.
the 17th century.
Okay, is everybody here still, or is anybody still away?
I'm really
Merrick
thinking.
stepped away for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really thinking. Next year. I'm the best man of my best friend. I'm really thinking about to make the trip with him to Amsterdam and some friends before the wedding. But I'm still thinking.
I'd love to go. Love to go.
How
I
do
don't
you
think,
call it? How do you call it? The last evening before a guy marries
like,
party.
are you talking about the bachelor party kind of thing?
The bachelor party, yeah. And it's like 1 or 2
In
hours.
Amsterdam, huh?
Yeah. I'm thinking about because it's like 1 or 2 hours by train from here to Amsterdam.
Is it really? God
Yeah,
damn.
it's when you drive with the ICE, it's really fast.
Those trains are expensive though, too, aren't they?
They are expensive, but they are much more cheaper when you travel in groups.
I remember looking at a train from like Cologne to Munich or something, and it was more expensive than a flight.
You have to order the ticket a long time before. Then it's much cheaper. Yeah, flights are much cheaper. Unfortunately, I would travel much more by train, even if it would be so expensive.
So we're waiting for Merrick to come back. Or what about Rob? Is Rob there?
I'm here.
Merrick's here. Okay. So it's Rob.
Yep.
Rob's there. Cool. Everybody's here. Cool. I'll turn
Yeah.
my camera back on. Sorry about the frequent bio breaks. I must have eaten something earlier that just didn't agree with me. Sorry.
What are you gonna do? You guys have bad pooper.
It could be worse. It could be the opposite. So,
Yeah.
all right. Now, so you get to kind of like an area there. I mean, granted, there's things for sale all over the wharf, but there's one area in particular where they have kind of like a secondary market set up. And this is shit that comes right off the boats, pretty much. Go ahead and give me a D20 roll there, Ignacio.
18.
Ooh, what's your lowest stat?
9.
Unfortunately, nobody is selling any chainmail.
Well, I guess it's off to the next market.
You do see a familiar face, though. You see the gentleman who
Oh.
tried to sell you an Egyptian mummy last night.
Hmm.
He's currently talking to somebody trying to sell them what looks like some scroll cases.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go over there and eavesdrop and see what kind of scroll cases they are.
Ah, good call.
I'll try to be subtle about it. Maybe approach from behind.
Give me a stealth roll, and I'll give you a +1 to your skill. This is crowded, kind of.
Yep, I made it.
Cool. Yeah, you managed to sneak up without him even turning and noticing you or recognizing you or anything. So, yeah, it's Egyptian scrolls of the dead. It contains some kind of ancient magic, I'm sure. I'd really rather sell them as a group rather than part with them individually. So I'll let you have all 3 scrolls for 50 silver pieces. The guy's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, I can't read Egyptian, so how do I know that they're what you tell me they are? So, well, I'm just selling the scrolls. I can't interpret them for you. You'd have to find someone else to do that. Do you want them or not? I've got plenty of potential buyers. No need to waste my time. If you're not interested, just say so, man. I said, no. Wait, hold on. Would you take 30 silver pieces for the 3? And they start haggling essentially.
I want to look around. Does it look like this man is alone, or did he come with company?
Give me another D20 roll.
Well, I got a 1.
Another one? Nice. Yeah, you can see several people around the area, like surrounding the area, kind of, all paying very close attention to this going on. You see 7 individuals that all seem to be in different locations, kind of spanning around the guy, focused on the conversation.
Do they look like trouble?
They look rough. Yeah, they look kind of like the type you'd see in a really seedy sailor bar. They look strong. They look mean. They're probably extra mean because it's early in the morning. They're probably sober.
And they don't look like they've noticed me.
They're not paying any attention to you.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay and see what where this transaction ends up, and then if they go somewhere else, like leave the market, I'm gonna try to follow them.
Okay. Yeah, it goes on for about a minute, and then finally the guy, they can't reach an agreement, so the guy's leaving. And you see the rough types kind of all moving along in a way to kind of follow, but not directly, Yeah, give me a stealth roll.
Still with a plus or just normal?
With plus.
Rolled a 6, so no good.
Oh, okay. And the guy almost walks right into you. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's you. Change your mind about the money? Well, it's too late. I'll have you know. I sold it already.
Oh, you did? I couldn't help noticing you seem to still have some artifacts from the outside world.
What? Oh, these. Yes, they're scrolls. Also Egyptian. Do you want to purchase them? I'll let you have all 3 of them for 100 silver pieces.
Sorry about that. Wrong button. I
Oh.
missed everything you said.
Missed everything I said? He said,
Yeah.
What? Oh, these, he says. And he says, yes, these scroll cases came from the same place as the mummy. They have some kind of Egyptian black magic on it involving the dead. I can't really read it, so I don't know the details, but
Now, I'm curious. How come you didn't try to sell me this with the casket? They seem to be, it's kind of a set, is it not?
you didn't even want to buy the casket. What makes me think you'd buy the casket and the scrolls?
Well,
Anyway, I told you, I sold the mummy earlier.
Who'd you sell it
Scrolls are
to?
all left.
I'm new in town. I'd like to see you. I'd like to know who's who. Do you have a name?
You may call me Jan.
And who did you sell the casket to?
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I didn't get his name.
There's a lot of Jans around here. And I smile. Do you have a
If
family?
you'd like to buy these scrolls, I'll let you have all 3 for 100 silver.
I'm sorry. You must be taking me for a walloon. Now I just heard you tell the other man that you'd sell it to him for 50.
Oh yes, to him, but for you, they're 100. I don't
A little
appreciate
rich.
that, sir.
A little rich for my blood.
Now, are you guys all with him still?
He disappeared on us. I don't know where he went. I'm just
He
looking
did?
at the market now.
Okay. Ignacio, give me another D20 roll, please.
10,
What's your wisdom? 12, wasn't it?
11.
11, okay. You notice now as you're talking to him, you see him kind of looking over your shoulder. You glance back and you realize these 7 guys are circling, or have kind of circled around and are closing in on you now. And they're getting closer.
Well, if I notice this, I'm going to turn the other direction. I'm going to run back to the party. Run. No subtlety.
Okay, you're going to have to run past one of them to do so.
Okay.
And the others are going to
I'll
get
try to evade him.
Okay, no problem. So, roll an initiative roll, D6, modified by your dexterity.
6.
Okay. Now let's call this, roll a D20, and again, also modified by your dexterity.
6.
That beats my 5. So he almost gets a hold of you, and you manage to just kind of like slip loose. And like basically all 7 of them now are running behind you, pushing people out of the way. People are shouting.
Well, no subtlety. I'll even yell as soon as I see them.
Now, did you guys stay in the same place after he disappeared,
Yeah.
or did you move on?
I didn't go anywhere.
Okay, Cole, you too.
I just turned around and saw that he was gone and decided to continue shopping.
Okay. What do you hear Jan shouting? What are you shouting, Jan?
The pressure is high. I'm shooting myself an accident. They're after me. 7 of them.
I see. And are there men chasing after him?
Yes, quite obviously.
Oh, yes.
Seven tough-looking motherfuckers.
Who is
Did I see
Netherlands?
Did I see any city guards ever since we got out of the inn this morning?
The Spaniards or the Amsterdam is at war with Spain at the moment, right?
The United Provinces, or the Dutch Republic, whatever you call it, is at war.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna duck down and then shout out, "Oh my God! It's Spanish nationals trying to kidnap my friend!"
Now you have noticed some guards around town, but not really many down here by the wharf.
Well, anyways, I screamed that out and then I
I was
shuffle over
answering, that's just
feet
question.
and shout out in Spanish, "That he is! Get him!" And then sit up and walk away.
You're shouting in Spanish and walking away?
No, I shout out, "Oh my God, Spanish nationalists!"
Right.
And then I duck behind. You know what? In fact, I could do this. I'll duck behind some kind of curtain or something and cast myself invisible. Then set out and start shouting in Spanish about something. Oh my! There he is! Get him!
Okay.
And then stay invisible because I could be there for 4 turns, I think. Invisible, as long as I don't make a violent action.
Cool.
And just watch what's going on and get into a good position.
And Cole, what are you doing? Is Rob there?
I don't know if I was there.
I don't know either. I haven't heard it in a while. If you're there, Rob, we cannot hear you. Okay.
Let's say he wandered off until he's able to get back.
Oh shit. Okay, so yeah, so you don't see Cole anywhere, Jan. You briefly see Antonio, and then he walks behind like a stall and disappears. As you run up to where he was, you don't see him anywhere, and the 7 men are right behind you. What are you gonna do?
Okay. Well, this is the time where I want to go from 2 pips to 1 pip encumbrance. So, what the hell? I've used it enough. I drop the light crossbow on the ground, and then I take off, and then I keep running, and I'm gonna retrace my steps until I go to the last place I saw a city guard at. I'm
Okay.
just gonna keep running.
Okay. Give me another d20 roll modified by your. Well, you're running through a crowd, so we'll call it dexterity again.
Oh, did I hear me say that?
I rolled a 3, so that's a 4 total.
I pick up the crossbow one after I see him drop it.
Okay. You
Because
pick the crossbow
I pick it up and it becomes invisible when I pick it up.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
fine.
And then I just start walking off where he is at, and as I go, if there's like a basket of like bread that's easy to pick up, I'll pick that up too and keep walking, because that'll become invisible as well. And just kind of avoid the crowd as much as possible, but not worry about it, because people jostling people won't notice if they don't see the person that they just jostled. I'll steal some bread. Why not? I'm
Okay.
going to be hungry after this.
Yeah. So the guy catches up to you, Jan, and he's going to try to tackle you. Give me a d20 roll this time. Well, just give me a melee attack roll.
I rolled a 1.
I have a 19.
Mm.
So he tackles you to the ground, takes you down. He's right on top of you. And the other 6 guys all run up and will take shots at trying to kick you.
All right, my IC is 15.
Okay. That's a mess. That is. How much of that is dexterity?
Just 1, so without the dex, it would be 14.
All right, cool. That's a miss. That's a miss. That one's a hit for 2 points of damage. Miss. Hit for 2 more points of damage. Hit for 2 more points of damage. And another hit for 2. So 4 hits for 8 points of damage total.
How much did that last one do?
2. They each did 2. All 4.
Okay. All right. That's not good.
Roll initiative.
All right.
That guys are on 1.
Yeah, I'm on 5.
Okay, you're first. You try to break loose, get free from this guy. That's all you can do, right?
Yeah,
Unless
absolutely.
you have like a small weapon, you want to try to stab him with a dagger or something, or try to punch him or kick him. You can do that too. But then you're still held, unless he dies.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll be able to kill him with 1 go, so I'll try to get loose.
Okay, roll a d20. It's a melee attack, basically. You kind of have to beat an 18. 19, sorry.
Yeah, no, I got a 9.
12 plus 7 is 19. Yep, he holds you again. And this time while he's holding you, he's gonna try to give you a dig in the ribs. Which he does for 1 point of damage. The other guy has a miss. God damn, he had a plus 7. He missed. That's a miss. 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 2 more. Hit for 2 more. And the last guy missed. So 2 hits that time for a total of 3 points of damage. Oh, plus the 2 points of damage from the main guy. Right. So total of 5 points of damage that round.
Okay, so total of 5.
Mm-hmm. This is basically all
Okay.
non-lethal damage. They're not trying to really kill you. These at the moment they're just beating you.
Okay, so
Think of it as
case.
think of it as subdual damage kind of thing, you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna pass out in that case.
Are you're down below 0?
Yeah, with that -5, I got to -1.
Okay. Yep. Boom. So they knock you out. They beat you up until you're unconscious. You've got some bread, Antonio.
Yeah, how far away are these guys now?
That depends on how far you wanted to let them get. I mean, if you didn't chase after them when they ran off,
I'll
then
jog after them.
They were
I
a
mean,
good couple of rounds of running, so they would have traveled about nearly 100 yards.
Okay, and well, I'm gonna like just jog after there and catch up. And by the time I get there, they're probably beating at him. They probably finished beating him.
Yeah, they finished beating on him. What do you have on you, Jan?
Well, I dropped the crossbow, so I have a sack, and inside it there's a couple of non-encumbering items. There's 3 pouches. So you want the whole rundown?
Yeah.
Okay. I got my gorgeous rapier, my silver dagger, tobacco, mallet, drill, specialist tools, crowbar, 3 pouches with 124 silver pieces and 3 copper. 2 iron spikes, soap, steel mirror, a whistle, a garrote. All that is inside a sack.
Okay.
And inside the sack is another small sack, and I also have a short sword.
Okay.
right.
They are taking all of those things from him as you walking out.
I walk up and I stand next to one guy and said, "Hey, why are you taking my cut?" And then step back.
Try to pull a Gandalf on these guys.
Mhm.
What?
See what they do.
Shut up! We take it all. We take it all back to the boss, and then we'll divvy up later.
Fuck you! I ain't giving anything to that bastard.
Roll your charisma.
Yeah, my charisma's shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's not shit, but I failed. I rolled a 14 and it's 10.
What? Just come on. We gotta. Let's go. Follow me.
I cast Charm Person
On who?
on one of them.
On the lead guy, the one who's got the rapier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's a charm person. What happens?
Let's see
You
here.
you
I
okay,
have it
bro?
up. I'm sure he does, but let me see here. It is.
Yeah.
I got it. Right, I had the spells open. This would not be considered a violent act, though, would it?
I also had leather armor on.
Yeah, it would. If you're casting a spell on the guy, I think that cancels out your.
Okay.
Not to mention, let me double check 1 second. Is invisibility?
Invisibility lasts for 1 turn per level, so it lasts for 4 turns for me. If I attack someone, then I lose the invisibility.
If you're charming person on him, you're attacking him his mind, essentially. I think so.
Okay.
You make
Well,
any
then-
sort of offensive action. Yeah, that would be an offensive action, I'd say.
Okay. Well, it's a range of 120 yards, 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll stand back, and then let's see here. Okay, so I'll go. Yeah, I'll go back to and kind of lean around, step around the corner, so that I'm just out of sight, and cast a spell at him, so I don't suddenly appear in their midst. At the
Yeah,
lead.
no
Okay.
problem. So he gets saving throw versus magic.
Right.
He is a 5th level fighter.
Oh, so his saving throw for magic is not great.
He is 14. Okay. He fails the saving throw versus magic.
Okay. So I'll start walking up. Were you
Okay.
able to get the man? I say to him.
What'd you say? Are you able to what?
Were you able to stop him?
Stop who?
The
Who are you?
gentleman I had you chase after. I'm your good friend, don't you remember?
My good friend. You look familiar, yes. Come with us.
Hmm.
We're gonna take this loot back to the boss.
The boss. You know he's planning to backstab you, right?
What?
It's
Why
true.
would he do that now after all these years?
Because now is the ample time. Do you not notice how he's trying to unload all of his goods? He seems rather desperate, doesn't he?
Well, what are you suggesting?
I'm thinking that... Shit. Hold on, let me think about this. I'm thinking that we should start our own company. And then get what he is holding from us.
Okay.
He's going to abandon us just like that.
That'll trigger another saving throw. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I mean, he's been paying us for so many years. Are you going to guarantee us a living?
Of course.
What's your name again?
My name is
Ben?
Mike. My name is Michael.
Michael. Sorry, I don't know why I can remember.
That's okay. It's a common name. And I have a common face. Come, let's see what we got off of this chump.
Look at this sword. He holds up the rapier.
Oh, may I see?
Of course. Hands over to you.
Excellent. What else were we able to get off of him? I see now why the boss wanted this.
He's got a silver dagger. He's got that sack full of stuff.
Yeah, let's get it all in the sack.
Got a few pouches of coins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get the men and put it all in a sack. I'll hold on to it while we go and confront the boss. I'm not, as you can see, the physical type. So if it comes to violence, we don't want it just being lost, do we?
Yes. He ran off when we started chasing this man. He'll be back at the shop.
All right. Lead the way.
All right.
So I'm holding the sack of Jan's stuff and his sword and his crossbow.
Nice. You're slightly encumbered then, probably.
Slightly encumbered, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good.
And then,
Yep.
so I'll kind of like just start walking along and start lingering further and further towards the back of the group.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then as they turn a corner, like as the last guy, when we get to a corner,
I'd like to make another wisdom roll.
Me?
Before you do that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I passed that.
Pass it?
Yeah.
You notice that somebody else is following you.
Oh, really?
A single man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to see here if I can get a proper description of him. Yeah, he's a good-looking man. Looks to be really well dressed. Looks really out of place in a sense for that reason. He's wearing like upper class clothes. I'm not talking about just like decent clothes. I'm talking about this guy's dressed like a member of the upper class or something.
It's when I okay, so
Probably,
when I see
he's probably approaching middle age, you would guess.
I'll look him square in the eye and raise an eyebrow.
And he looks at you and also raises an eyebrow, and then he holds up his finger and like up to his lips and just kind of nods in the direction of the men you're following.
My friend,
Who are you
I'll
there
be
to?
right behind you. There's someone I must have a conversation with really quick. It is one of our future benefactors.
All right, we'll wait for you across the street from the shop.
Fantastic. I'll be there in just a moment.
And they keep going.
Wave them off while I'm holding all of Jan's stuff that they tried to steal. Walk over and talk to the gentleman.
He walks up to you and says, "Who are you? You seem to be very resourceful."
Well, I could not let my friend be waylaid by brigands such as those. Unless, of course, you don't happen to be in league with them, do you? And I grin.
Certainly not.
Fabulous.
I was going to approach them on behalf of my patron. However, given how easily you just handled a lot of them on your own at that, perhaps you were better suited to my patron's purpose. Tell me, the man who they beat half to death in the market, is he a friend of yours?
He is indeed. In fact, I'm rather worried about him. Shall we go back to him, please? We can
Perhaps
speak.
we should.
Of course. And start walking briskly in that direction. Oh, by the way, yes, you did ask my name. You may call me Antonio Valente, an expatriate of Italy.
Antonio Valente. You may call me Henry VIII.
Henry VIII. in relation to... Is Henry VIII the King of England at this time? I know around this area?
I believe before. Let me see when Henry VIII was king. Didn't Shakespeare write about Henry VIII?
Probably.
Yeah, Henry VIII died almost 100 years ago.
Say, my, you're
He was
looking
king
well.
from 1509 until his death in 1547.
I say, well, you're looking quite well for your age. And I grin.
He says, it is not my real name,
I'm sure it's not.
but it is much more interesting, and it is the name that my patron has chosen for me.
I understand. These things...
And you guys will reach the point where Jan is still laying in the street unconscious. There are some people standing around, kind of looking at him and saying, he's breathing, he'll be okay. They just robbed him. Maybe someone should get him something to drink, And so begrudgingly, somebody else is going over to get a water skin.
Excellent. I'll go over and kneel down by him and lightly smack him on the face.
And that splash water on your face, and you can come to with 1 hit point for the moment, but your hit points will all come back after a night's rest.
Jan,
It's just a beating.
I'm sorry I was not able to assist you sooner.
Rob, are you back yet? Did you ever return to us? No, I guess not. Maybe you got disconnected or something. Who knows? Okay, so yeah, Jan, he's kind of waking you up. You're getting slapped gently in the face, and
I'm sorry I was not able to sooner.
My friend, it was the egg of Columbus. What a beating.
I think they did do a number on you, but you don't appear to be gravely injured. But look, I have your stuff. I'm going to hold up his sack and his sword.
And you'll also notice this really well-dressed gentleman standing there next to him. Good-looking, an air of almost aristocracy about him. And, like I said, he's maybe just approaching kind of middle-aged. He's got a fashionable kind of beard and mustache, shaved off on the sides, and the neck, of course, just kind of more like a goatee almost style. But dark hair, dark brown hair, dark eyes, just looking at you with interest.
Who's our new friend, and what does he?
You may call me Henry VIII. I was looking for someone to assist my patron in a matter of urgency. When I saw how handily your friend here dealt with those people, I thought perhaps you would be better for the job yourselves. Tell me, is it just the two of you, or are there more?
We do indeed have a few more friends.
What is your patron's name?
Oh, well, I am the personal assistant to the magnificent Joop van Ooms. Do you know anything about art and stuff like that? Like, would you be up on anything, any of that kind of stuff?
No, I just read.
Yeah.
I say there's only a small chance that I might.
Well, if you do know
want to just kinda
anything,
roll?
if you know anything about painting, playwriting, sculpture,
I
architecture,
might know a tiny bit about painting.
engineering, or poetry. If you know anything about any of those things, you would have heard of him.
I would maybe know poetry.
Then you may have heard of him.
Painting a little.
Interesting.
Now the ape comes out the sleeve. Yes, your master is famous, is he not? I haven't heard his name in a long time, though.
He is perhaps
He's
the
some
most
sort of,
famous man in all of Amsterdam.
Fabulous.
He's some sort of painting merchant.
He is an artist.
Hmm.
World class, creative genius in many fields.
I may indeed have heard of him myself, but in the realm of poetry.
Yes, yes, he does dabble a bit. It's not his most prolific art, but yes. So
So
will
what does
you?
he? What for help does he need?
Well, it is for Mr. Ooms himself to speak of such matters. It's not for me. I am simply to make the introduction.
Perhaps, as much as I would like to continue our discussion, the site of the attack might not be that great of a place to be. I don't know how long those gentlemen will be distracted by my ruse.
Here, Henry, give me a hand.
Oh, well,
Indeed. You said you have other friends as well. Perhaps we should collect them and all go together.
indeed, we are staying at the Galleon Inn.
Ah, I've heard of it, yes. I generally only visit such neighborhoods when duty forces me to. But yes, let's go collect your friends, shall we?
Of course. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
The guy
Okay.
who gave us the water skin, I'll give him a silver piece and thank him for his assistance.
Oh, well, it's no problem. It's only a little water. He takes the skin back, though.
Of course. Well, so anyways, he rather than continuing the beating and trying to steal the clothes off of my friend's back, he tried to help instead. So,
Yes, true.
and I'll
Okay,
give him a basket of bread that I stole.
indeed. Nice. Very good. Okay, so you guys will go back to the Galleon Inn to find, hopefully,
Klaus
Cole
is,
will be there,
Klaus
and
is awake.
definitely Klaus will be there.
Excellent.
He's awake and takes a late breakfast with
Wonderful.
an egg.
So Klaus will be there, probably having his breakfast. Then by the time you get back,
Cool.
and I think that's a good spot to stop this, and we'll pick it up next week.
Awesome.
Nice.
Sounds
Yay
good
for
to me.
charm person.
Yeah,
Well,
well done.
mages can be bastards, I guess. I'm enjoying him more and more.
Well done. All
Charm
right.
What I was
person's
gonna
better
do
than
was,
stealth.
What I was gonna do was wait for them to like get to the point where they're going around a corner as I lingered further and further back in the group, and then let them go and cast spider climb and just climb up the wall and hide on a roof until they go away.
And you guys have 500 XP each.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent. Until next week, then same time, same show.
Sweet.